I'm the only rational. Really, to be honest, as much as I've predicted and as much as I've been correct about, is there a reason I am kind of not made a leader? Not really. Not really. I should kind of emerge from this as kind of a leader. Mm-hmm. That kind of, because I get it. I get both sides. I have friends that are cops. I have friends that are protesters. I have friends that are rubber bullets. I have friends that are batons. I went to school with a tear gas canister I still talk to all the time. I have friends that are looters. I have friends that are shards of glass. I have friends that are deep state CIA agitators. I have friends that are, people that work for Chinese intelligence, Russian intelligence, okay? I have friends that are targets. I get where everybody's coming from. I can understand it. I have friends that are counterfeit bills. And I have friends that are cops that are murderers. So all across the board, I just think we can't live in a world of unfocused rage. Cops need to be taken down several pegs, but I don't see how smashing up a small business owned by somebody who worked hard and has never done anything. Like everyone's like, well, the cops just protect property. Yeah, but freedom is owning property. Freedom's the ability to not have to depend on the government. Freedom's the ability to do something without the approval of a fucking nameless, faceless group of bureaucrats, So, okay, you don't want cops to protect property. Can we have guns to protect property? No. Well, then, who's going? Well, we shouldn't have private property. Well, then what are we going to do? Well, the government should just dole out the land as they see fit. To who? Who's the government? Who's this magical government that is somehow going to do this appropriately? You mean the same government that backs the police? So you want them handing out the land, and you want them sticking a needle in your ass in Walgreens. You want Bill and Melinda Gates putting a needle in your ass, and you want the government deciding where you live and how you live, and you want Try to follow logically what this is for. I don't get it. I'm confused. And don't comment. I don't read any of the comments, but while you're typing a 7-paragraph response to me right now about why private property is just a tool of white supremacy, realize no one's reading it. Truly realize no one's reading it. What are those 12 thumbs up going to do for you? Go get a rubber bullet to the face. If you believe in that, why aren't you go and blow yourself up? I mean, that's the thing in this country. We got a bunch of pussies. Here's the thing about the Middle East. They don't have a problem with putting the vest on. Now, I am not saying to put the vest on. And I don't mean the bulletproof vest, okay? And I'm not saying to put the vest on, but let's be very clear. Let's be very clear about there's a difference. Ain't nobody in Antifa's got the vest on. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody in Antifa's got the vest on. I'm not saying to go out there and wear a suicide vest. My sponsors would probably be angry. But Chris Hedges quote, great. The idea that Antifa, which on the spectrum of terrorist groups would rank alongside the Boy Scouts, is behind these clashes is as ridiculous as the idea that Russia is responsible for the election of Trump. This desperate search for explanations that absolve the ruling elites. So Susan Rice, who was Obama's NatSec, National Security Advisor, blamed the violence on foreign actors, adding this is right out of the Russia playbook. By the way, there will never be a problem in this country that is not blamed on Russia or COVID-19. Mm-hmm. It'll be Russia and COVID-19 are working together. Russia and Chinese bats are working together. Russian bots and Chinese bats. It's Russian bots and Chinese bats. Russian bots and Chinese bats. Sorry, we shot you in the face. Did you have a boot on your neck? It's a Chinese bot. It's a Chinese bat or a Russian bot. It wasn't a boot on your neck. Did your house get foreclosed on? It's a Chinese bat. Bat. That's what it is. The government's just sitting there on a pedophile island being like, soon they'll do that. There's a lot of Russian actors here on Little St. James. There's just Russians and all the words Russians running around. And Jeffrey Epstein was a Russian. Les Wexner was a Russian. They're all Russians. They died of COVID-19. Everyone's got COVID-19 is Russian. Everyone's a Russian who's got COVID-19. It's a Chinese bot. It's not even real. It's a Russian bot. It's a Chinese bat. It's a coronavirus. It's a bat flu. High fatality rates. A ventilator. We need a ventilator. It's Russia. It's Russia. It's a ventilator. China. It's a ventilator. It's a bot. It's a bat and a bot and a bat. It's a ventilator. It's a bat.